Global alert. Could Iran cut undersea cables and affect the world's internet? It sounds like something out of a movie, but is it real or just another pressure move amid the war? And more, with ships being intercepted and a new ceasefire announced, are we facing a silent escalation that could change everything? Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to understand goes far beyond the headlines. Now let's get to the full story. In recent days, a piece of information started circulating that caught global attention: the possibility of Iran attacking undersea internet cables in the Persian Gulf region. These cables are responsible for connecting strategic countries such as the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia to the rest of the planet. In other words, this is not something small. We're talking about critical global infrastructure. But here's the most important point. There is no official confirmation that Iran intends to do this. What exists are interpretations, analyses, and possible strategic readings of movements and statements, and that changes everything. Because in war scenarios, not everything that circulates is fact. Often it's narrative, psychological pressure, or even strategic disinformation. Still, from a military perspective, this possibility makes sense within the concept of asymmetrical warfare. When a country faces a more powerful adversary, it may seek indirect ways to create impact, and targeting undersea cables would be one of them. Now, if this were actually to happen, the impact would be significant. It's not accurate to say the global internet would go down. That's an exaggeration. But entire regions could face severe instability, communications compromised, digital services disrupted, operations of major companies affected, and direct impact on financial markets and global logistics. In other words, even without a total collapse, it would be a major shock to the global system. Meanwhile, in the real field, not in the realm of hypotheses, the situation continues to escalate. Iran confirmed the interception of vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, among them a ship suspected of links to Israeli interests and another with international connections. The justification was clear: violation of rules imposed by Iran itself in the region. And this move does not happen in isolation. It comes right after actions of the United States, which had also intercepted Iranian ships previously. In other words, what we are seeing is a constant action and reaction dynamic. A move from one side, followed by a response from the other. And so the tension keeps rising, step by step. Now comes an even more delicate point: the ceasefire. Donald Trump announced a 72-hour extension, but here's the detail that changes everything. This ceasefire was not negotiated with Iran. It was a unilateral decision. And the Iranian response was direct. It does not recognize the ceasefire. This means that in practice, it does not exist for one of the sides. And when a ceasefire is not recognized by both parties, it stops being an agreement and becomes merely a political attempt. This reinforces the main problem of this conflict: lack of trust. On one side, the United States talks about negotiation, but continues military pressure and blockades. On the other, Iran signals openness to dialogue, but does not accept conditions that look like surrender. And that is exactly where the deadlock lies, because it's not just about negotiating, it's about how to negotiate without appearing defeated. In the current scenario, what we see is high tension, but still controlled. There is no declared total war, but there is also no real peace. There is an unstable balance where any miscalculation could lead to a larger escalation. And the next steps could follow several paths: continuation of naval blockade, resumption of direct attacks, new attempts at negotiation, or even a more serious escalation, less likely in the short term, but still possible. In the middle of all this, narratives, speculation, and strategic moves emerge, making the situation even more confusing. And that's exactly why separating fact from hypothesis becomes essential. Because one thing is what could happen, and something completely different is what is actually happening. And now the big question is all of this just strategic pressure, or are we witnessing the beginning of something much bigger forming? Comment below what you think, and subscribe to the channel to keep following everything closely.